There has been a massive problem in Modern Warfare 2 ever since the game released. They did nerf this weapon once, but it literally did nothing. The KASTOV 74u, which is 100% one of the most broken guns in the game. Like, take a look. 2-shot headshot, absolutely zero recoil. You have so much damage range, so much mobility, and this thing has 0 attachments. By the way, do you want that Orion camo, but you're just a little bit too busy to grind through all 2,000 camos? If so, you should definitely check out Guapci. Guapci provides weapon leveling services, camo unlock services, challenge unlock services such as the Warzone Nuke, and many more for all the platforms. So to make this thing even better, we are going to go ahead and increase the overall mobility, which a great way to do so is by adding the broadside FCT stock. This is going to increase that sprint speed, the ADS speed, your aiming auto stability, and the crouch movement speed, overall buffing the weapon by a lot. Although we are losing a decent amount of our recoil control, so if you're using this build and you're like, damn, I suck at the game, then you might want to run the Ultra Zat. You're not going to get as many pros, but you're not going to have as many cons. This was the stock I previously used until the broadside came out in the Season 2 update. And then for the tuning, you want to tune both stocks the same way, just increase the ADS speed and the aim walking speed. The aim and auto stability is important, but with the stock, we are getting the aim and auto stability, so even though we're bringing it down, we're still getting aim and auto stability, plus the underbarrel we are adding is going to increase that value even more, which that underbarrel is going to be the Shark Fin 90 or the Phase 3 grip. In the gameplay, I was running the Phase 3 grip because it seems like the ADS is pretty much identical, but with the Phase 3 grip, you get more recoil control, and so I just found myself doing a little bit better with this one. Which then for the tuning, you want to tune both of them the same exact way. You want to bring up the recoil stabilization, reducing the horizontal recoil on the weapon, and then increase the aim and auto stability since we are bringing that down with the tuning on the stock. And so now the weapon should be very stable. You have a decent amount of mobility, but there is a little bit of recoil, which the recoil I'm talking about is like the gap between shots. So as you guys can see, it doesn't really impact the gunfight that much, but there's a little bit of like a gap in between shots. Plus we are going to be using other attachments that are going to bring down the recoil control, and so a great way to remove that little slight bounce between these shots is by adding the Sock and Tread 40, which the Sock and Tread 40 specializes in the vertical recoil control, and you guys can see there's almost 0 horizontal, it is all vertical. So now the weapon isn't going to have as much vertical, but then there is going to be a little bit more horizontal. Honestly, right here, it looks pretty identical, but you guys can see that these shots are now touching. When we look over here, there's a couple gaps between these shots, and now they're pretty much all touching, and so they are going to be a lot clustered up, giving you more consistent kills, especially when we go to tune the recoil stabilization. Now it's going to be a little bit skinnier, and then you want to bring up the gun kick control, reducing that vertical recoil even more. And just to show you guys real quick how the recoil pattern is going to be a little bit better. I know on that left side it doesn't look that good, but since these shots are a lot more clustered, it's going to be way easier to get people off like head glitches and stuff. And for the next attachment, the one that is going to increase the mobility, making it so this weapon feels more like an SMG, that is going to be the True Tag grip, although we are losing recoil control. So if you do want a little bit more control on your weapon, then I would run the Ivanhoe. This is going to make it a lot easier to hit shots on the enemy when they are shooting at you. You get more flinch resistance. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and throw on the True Tag grip, and then I'm going to tune it for more mobility. And if you are running the Ivanhoe, you want to tune it the same way, and this thing is so annoying. Stop! So with all that said, this is the main part of the build. Now it is going to be a personal preference thing. Like if I'm playing Search and Destroy, I'm usually going to go over to the ammo and throw on the overpressured rounds, since these things just got a buff, and so now they're going to give the enemies flinch, and you're not going to have any cons at all. Before, you would lose a lot of your recoil control. Plus, when you go ahead and tune it, you can bring up the recoil steadiness, reducing the horizontal recoil on the weapon, and then you can increase the damage range, and so now you're going to have about 4% more damage range. We are losing a little bit of our bolt velocity when we do bring that down, but exclusive ace prove that that is going to be absolutely not noticeable, and so you can just get more recoil control for free. What you guys can also do, like if I'm playing on ship, and usually I will go ahead and throw on the 45 round magazine, and so now I have a lot more ammo, so I don't have to worry about reloading, but it is hurting the mobility a lot, which is the reason I usually only run this on like shipment. Sometimes I will actually take off the True Tack and then add a laser for a little bit more mobility when I am playing on shipment, which that laser is actually the attachment that I'm running in the gameplay. I'm not running a magazine or an ammo or an optic or a barrel. I'm running the OLE laser, which is going to increase the overall mobility, making the weapon feel more like an SMG. Plus, it's going to increase the aim and idle stability, and so now the weapon is going to be very stable, and there's going to be so much mobility, especially when we go to tune it for more sprint to fire speed, more ADS speed. So now the weapon is going to be very good, and this is the build I'm running in the gameplay. And lastly, what you guys can also do is take off that laser. I would stay away from the barrels. All of them don't really give you enough pros to mitigate the cons. If you want to run an optic, which for me, I really like the iron sights, but if you do want to run an optic, run the Slimline Pro or the Corona Mini Pro, and then I would tune it for flinch resistance and then make it a little bit farther away from your guy. Ladies and gentlemen, doing another little voiceover, probably my last one for the week. Playing on Shoothouse with the KASTOV 74u, which this gun needs to be nerfed. They already did nerf it once, but it didn't really do anything. I forgot exactly what they nerfed about it. Like maybe it takes an extra shot in the chest now, or there's a little bit more recoil or something, but it's still completely broken. 2-shot headshot. Absolutely crazy weapon. So right here you guys can see I'm not really pushing up all the way into their spawn. The more I push up, then the higher of a chance that they will spawn over by A flag, and I don't really want them to spawn over there. But then I see my teammates running into C flag, so I'm like, okay, spawns are probably gonna flip. So I predict them to come over here because Call of Duty is literally just a game of predictions. That guy came around the corner, guns blazing, going crazy. Did not expect that. I think we get the nuke in this life right now. I don't think we die another time. And so I'm just trying to predict where the enemies are going to be. We got a UAV up, making things a lot easier. You know, this is actually my second time doing this. The first time, recorded the whole class setup, recorded everything. And then I like look at my hand, I have like blood on my hand. I'm like, why is there blood on my hand? What the hell? And then I look in the mirror and I have blood like going down my face, and my whole mustache is like full of blood. Look back at the gameplay and there's just blood all over my nose. I'm like, dude, what just happened? Did like a ghost go into my nose? Did I just get possessed randomly? A little bit after Easter too, a little weird, you know? But so second time doing this, and right here trying to figure out where they're at. Don't have the most amount of information. We do have another UAV, which is very helpful, and once we get that advanced UAV, it makes things so much easier because you don't need to predict where the enemies are. You just know exactly where they're at. I think my teammate gets a chopper gunner in a little bit, and he just completely starts popping off, and you guys will see the spawns start to get like very crazy. That guy Riga, shout out to you, my dude. That man, he did recognize me. He left a funny comment at the very end of the gameplay after I dropped the nuke on him. But shout out to you, Riga. It's very funny. Okay, so we're on the 10 right now. We just need 20 more kills. Shouldn't be too difficult. Now we got 19. Let me know in the comments. Are you excited for Season 3? I think overall it's going to be the best season. You guys can see, look, all of them are just spawning right here and they're just trapped. Tried to get them all, but my teammate Potato Salad just going crazy. Insane, turning them into an egg salad. I don't even know if, wait, no, potato salad is an egg salad. There is eggs in potato salad. I don't know what I'm saying. And so for Season 3, I am pretty excited for that. Seems a little bit lackluster on the multiplayer, or like a little bit bland for like the weapons we're getting. Like usually when we get a battle rifle, it's just not that exciting. Snipers are exciting, but not like that exciting. I always like when you get like SMGs or ARs, but you can't have that like every season, so it makes sense. Basically, I'm really hoping this new battle rifle is very good. The Tempest Torrent really isn't that good. Like, there's no reason to use that. Do you see that 2-shot headshot? That is when the weapon is extremely broken. You just evaporate people. It's just so easy to get these kills, and when you do kill them, it's just they evaporate. They have no chance to kill you. And so, yeah, the Tempest Torrent is not that good. So I'm really hoping the new battle rifle is good. Okay, right over here you guys can see it starts to get very sketchy. I start snaking the cover. This is why snaking is so broken and needs to be nerfed. And snake is basically where you're laying down, standing up, laying down, standing up behind cover, making it so the enemies only see a flash. Like, they only see your head for like half a second, but you see their whole body. So it makes it so you can get a lot of information with the enemies not being able to hit you, and you can get out of sticky situations like that. So I really do recommend you guys learn how to snake. It is completely game changer. Very broken. They need to nerf it. The way that they would nerf it is by making it so there's a delay after laying down. Like, say you lay down rapidly twice, that third time you would stand up like 20% slower. First time you stand up regular speed, second time maybe 10%, third time 20%, and so on. So just the more times you snake, the slower you'll stand up, which I think would be good, because the only time you're ever gonna lay down, stand up is when you're snaking cover. So I think it really wouldn't impact the gameplay in any way. And that's also one thing that I think is very funny, is that in this game they literally they nerfed all the movement. They took out all the skill out of the game, but then they kept snaking. So like they removed slide canceling, bunny hopping, your quick ADS. There's the MGB. Let's freaking go, boys. Nasty MGB. But they basically nerfed every single skill gap from the game, but then kept the most broken skill gap, which is snaking. And that one's pretty easy. Super funny. But with all that said, I hope you guys did enjoy the gameplay. Hope you guys had a good Easter. If you do celebrate that, we'll be streaming on Kick later today, so I definitely would follow the Kick. And I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of this. The guy left some funny comms at the very end, so I hope you guys did enjoy it, and deuces.
Get it back. We control Charlie.
Damn, I use your classes to get better at the game, not get shit out by the guy who made them.